Time is 8:54 p.m. August 18. Earlier, mommy asked me, what should we do with the deposit? She said her sister got 2.8 interest from her bank. Before that, she said the interest was so low for our bank, I guess. She didn't say which bank. She just said so low. And then she mentioned the bank from Thailand that her sister uses. By the way, the music is from that movie Prometheus. It just ended right now. I'm watching the credits. Mommy went to the restroom. Update to Windows 8.1. Restart. Now 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. Don't update now. Let's close Firefox. Trying to update it. Okay. It says Windows 1.8 downloading again. That's strange. Looks like it just started downloading. Huh. Prometheus.
But at this point, that's still unclear why. Live look at the marching on the right-hand side of the screen. That's the last picture going to break up a little bit. The marchers continue and will continue into the night. We apologize for that freezing up, but the camera's trying to move with the marchers. And you get the idea. It's mostly a calm scene. The police seem to be on the sides, letting the marchers make their way to their destination without really a lot of interaction, and that is moving quite smoothly, it looks like to me. That's in stark contrast to last night's violence. Police fired tear gas and rubber bullets into the crowd after officers said protesters threw bottles, rocks, and Molotov cocktails. President Obama condemned the looters and urged crowds to stay peaceful.
To a community in Ferguson that is rightly hurting it, looking for answers, let me call once again for us to seek some understanding rather than simply holler at each other. Let's seek to heal rather than to wound each other.
The president emphasized there's no excuse for excessive force by police. He also announced Attorney General Eric Holder will go to Ferguson on Wednesday. Results released from two separate autopsies found Michael Brown was shot at least 6 times by a Ferguson police officer. While the county medical examiner did not go into detail, the findings of a pathologist hired by Brown's family offer more information. He says the doctor hired by the Browns says a bullet wound on Brown's right arm may indicate his hands were up or his back was turned. The family report also found the fatal shot entered the top of Brown's skull. The expert says that could mean Brown had his head down surrendering or had his head down charging at the officer. Police so far have not commented on any of the forensics reports.
Dallas County DA Craig Watkins hopes to never see sites like that here in North Texas, so he wants to create a special unit to investigate officer-involved shootings. His investigative unit would work with DPD's own investigation, and he talked about that issue with us Friday night here on Fox 4 News at 9. And tonight he took his message to the community. Fox 4's Calvert Collins joins us from a town hall meeting. Calvert, know a lot of people showed up. How was the idea received by those folks?
Well, this really got heated at times, but that was mostly between the families of victims of officer-involved shootings and the police chief, as well as the district attorney, and then Dallas County Sheriff Lupe Valdez. But all 3 of those panelists agree that there still needs to be more oversight in these shootings, that departments need to learn from mistakes. And the district attorney who thinks that cops should not be investigating cops, many in this room agreed.
We're not Missouri.
For 2 years, Dallas County District Attorney Craig Watkins has been working on a civil rights unit. He hopes county commissioners will approve funding for the 2 positions, 1 prosecutor and 1 investigator. Watkins wants them on call 24/7, scrutinizing every officer-involved shooting for every law enforcement agency within the county. Many in this room cheered for the reopening of old cases.
The investigation of these young men who have been killed in the last 2 years will be reopened.
Currently, the departments police themselves. At DPD, veteran homicide officers
case through DPD to the grand jury.
At the end of the day, we work for you. At the end of the day, we're public service.
Brown says DPD plans to add 200 body cameras and 2,000 tasers this year. A man whose brother was shot and killed by Dallas police claims a body camera was used in that incident, but the video was never released.
We're always in a balancing act of how much is too much information, how much is too little. We don't want to interfere with the investigation.
In the past month, we've seen Dallas County deputies doing tactical training with snipers and armored military-style vehicles, similar to what we've seen on the streets of Ferguson, Missouri. Chief Brown says DPD does have some of that equipment, but hasn't used it on protesters. In July of 2012, angry residents on Dixon Circle faced hundreds of officers in riot gear after a Dallas officer shot and killed a convicted drug dealer.
We have made decisions that not everyone in this room may have liked. And then we made the decision not every department liked.
Now, one group that does not support the district attorney's plan is the Dallas Police Association. The union thinks that two prosecutors should just be assigned to DPD's existing unit along with an FBI agent instead of creating this whole new unit as the DA wants, and then also believes that body cameras should be added. There should be 2,500, not just the 200 that the chief said has been allocated. And the union also wants a more consistent policy when it comes to releasing information, which is one thing we did hear from a lot of people inside this town hall meeting tonight, Heather.
All right, lots to figure out with this. Calvert, thank you.
All right, another mix of rain with the heat and the sun today. Fortunately, no severe weather with today's rain. I'll show you a live picture tonight. Downtown Dallas Tower Cam, Reunion Arena Tower there. The showers have Reunion Tower, not Reunion Arena. There's no more arena anymore. The showers have stayed south of us for the most part. Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry with a look at what we can expect. Dan.
Yeah, we are still feeling the effects of that heavy weekend rain, though, Steve. It is very muggy out there. Dew points in the 70s right now, so that's nearly tropical-like air. And it has given rise to a few isolated showers and storms to our south this evening. The bulk of the rain today has stayed well off to our south and west near that area of low pressure, which will begin drifting northward overnight tonight. Let me give you a closer look. Much of North Texas at this hour is rain-free, but we do have some storms down in southern Hill County. We've also got some clusters of storms down in Hamilton County, moving northward through Erath County. That's where the best chance of rain will be as we head through the next 3, 4, 5 hours. Will be areas south and southwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'll let you know if you've got any more opportunities for rain. Plus, we'll track down a 7-day forecast that includes, yet again, the return of triple-digit heat. More on the details in just a few minutes.
All right, Dan, thank you. State District Judge has set an arraignment date for Governor Rick Perry for 2 felony counts of abuse of power. The arraignment is on August the 22nd, and the governor does not have to be there. His attorneys today called the indictments, quote, an outrageous assault on the rule of law. Fox 4's Richard Ray is here with more on today's developments. Rich.
Steve, Governor Perry's attorneys and the special prosecutor are still working out the dates and the details, but once Mr. Perry surrenders to the Travis County Jail, he will be booked and released on a personal bond. He'll have to pay just a $20 fee. Meantime, the governor's lawyers are calling this, as you said, an outrageous assault on the rule of law.
Since this has occurred, constitutional scholars from all across the United States, from both political parties, have registered their outrage.
The newly formed legal team is a powerhouse of 5 lawyers, including a former Texas Supreme Court justice and a lawyer who handled the Florida recount for President Bush. The governor's lawyers played a videotape of the drunk driving arrest of former Travis County District Attorney Rosemary Lemberg, a Democrat. Perry's indictment charges he abused his power by threatening to veto funds for the state's public integrity unit that Lemberg headed up if she did not resign. Lemberg stayed in office and is serving out her term. The governor vetoed $7.5 million in funding for the ethics unit.
Really only have to look at that tape that we showed you and recognize that a governor vetoing state funds going to that individual as a matter of policies is perfectly within the bounds and scope of what the Constitution of Texas sets out as what a governor can do.
At the same hour, Governor Perry was on Fox News Radio.
We know it's not going to go forward. I mean, I feel very confident. I've got a great team of lawyers put together, but this needs to be exposed for the absolute corrupt process that it is.
His goal is to get these charges dismissed by a judge before trial.
SMU political scientist Cal Gilson does not believe that Perry will be convicted, but that the case will likely go to trial and could drag out for years, crippling him as a candidate.
We have a Republican special prosecutor who has done weeks of testimony in a grand jury and came up with these 2 indictments. Now, for a judge to say, I don't see it, would be an unusual thing, but that's what the governor wants, because he knows if he has to go to trial, his presidential ambitions are over.
The governor and his aides say the case will not derail his busy travel schedule, which includes visits to several key battleground states, as he continues to eye another run for the White House in 2016. Steve?
All right, Richard Gray in the Dallas Newsroom, thank you. Okay, for you at home, we think Judge John Creusot may be about the perfect person to break this down, the Perry indictment down for us. He served as district court judge more than 21 years here locally in Dallas County. Before that, he was the chief felony prosecutor in the Dallas County DA's office. Now in private practice, and the judge has served both as a Republican and a Democrat. So you got it covered.
Yeah.
All right, there's an old saying that basically says any decent prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, meaning the indictment isn't that tough to get the conviction. Tell us a little bit tell viewers about the grand jury and what that means, getting an indictment, if it's really simple or not.
Well, it's not that simple. And they have to present evidence that the grand jury would believe that someone committed a crime. Now, obviously, when you say get a ham sandwich indicted, what it means is someone could come in and not tell the truth, and the grand jury believe it, and could be indicted. Now, that could happen.
The defense's side is not told.
No.
In any way, shape.
They don't have any right to be in there. They don't have any right to present evidence. There's no judge in there. It's truly just the prosecutor presenting evidence, and then, of course, the grand jurors deliberate in private.
You respect that process, though?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the merits of the indictment. You've read it. I know you've read it a few times. Do the charges fit the statute, in your opinion? Do you get where some of these charges are coming from?
Well, the first charge is interesting, and it's abuse of official capacity, and it alleges that he should have signed the law, I guess, that the legislature passed, and by failure to do so, he abused his capacity as governor of the state of Texas. The only problem with that is he has the responsibility of signing the legislation.
Texas law gives him a right to line item veto it.
Yes, and he does, and he has. And in fact, he has line item vetoed many bills, more than any other governor, that had bipartisan support from both houses of the legislature.
I've heard some of the read on that is, yes, he has that right, but the threat that unless you step down, I'm going to veto this. Yes, you can veto, but you can't talk about threaten to veto?
Well, that's the second count.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes, the first count is just that, I guess, he didn't sign it, and that he's abusing his official capacity. I think that's a stretch.
Okay.
Okay? Now, the second one is more interesting. The second one says that he coerced her, that is, the DA of Travis County, by saying, if you don't resign, I will veto these funds. And that's the one, I think, that probably has a little staying power.
But what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm sure he goes and threatens people all the time. You don't change this, I'm vetoing that, and that ain't gonna live. I'm sure that happens all the time.
Actually,
it does happen all the time.
Actually, he doesn't operate that way. His office, historically, since he's been governor, has not communicated very much with the legislature, and he'll let laws be passed, and then he'll veto them. And that's what I said earlier. He vetoes more laws than anybody else in history has ever done. So the question here is, this woman's office is investigating some activities of his office, okay? And then she gets the DWI. Of course, she acts very inappropriately throughout her arrest. And then he says, if you don't resign, I'm going to veto this legislation. And it happens to be the same component of her office that is investigating him, that same unit. And so that's the problem.
And that's what the real anti-Perry folks are pointing out, that she was doing it. But there's got to be a memo that says, or that there's got to be a smoking gun. That's just, or that could be just a made-up thing. I mean, right, for that to fly, there's got to be a memo. Okay, I'm going to make her resign, then we'll make this investigation go away. There's got to be proof. Well, just say A, B, C, and then the positive is D. Is that a stretch or not?
Well, I think what they're relying on is that other prosecutors have picked up DWIs, and maybe even a second DWI, and he didn't threaten them with anything or demand that they resign. But the problem here is that the money is going to a unit that is investigating him. And he says, I'm going to veto that money unless you resign. Now, what happens if she resigns? He gets to appoint her successor. And all of that is problematic. That looks like he is threatening her, even though he has this other circumstance of her DWI. It looks like he's threatening her so he can stop on investigation of his office. That's what it looks like.
Let's see the crystal ball. Number one, will the case be moved out of Travis County, do you think?
I have no idea, but I doubt it. I bet they can find 12 drawers for Travis County.
Okay, well, will a judge dismiss it up front? You were a judge. Would you have these grand jury, as Cal Gilson said, grand juries work for weeks and weeks, and you say, I don't think it's there? Or what would you do?
I think the first count is problematic. I think to say that he should have signed that into law, and failing to do so is an abuse of his office. I think that goes way too far.
Okay.
Just based on what I know, doesn't sound good.
All right. Second one, you see it play out. Okay.
Yes.
Judge John Crusoe, thanks for the opinions.
Thank you.
Frisco voters will decide whether restaurants and bars will be able to sell alcohol past midnight. In a special meeting called tonight, council members voted 4-1 to put the measure on the November ballot. Right now, alcohol sales stop at midnight, 6 days a week, 1 a.m. on Saturday nights. In 2007, Frisco did allow alcohol sales past midnight, but voters then petitioned to have that ordinance repealed. Supporters argue businesses are losing money. Opponents say it would go against Frisco's family-friendly atmosphere. A major grocery store chain under pressure to keep guns out of its aisles. Kroger's response to the latest showdown between an anti-gun group and North Texas open carry activists.
Can you see driver license insurance, please?
You listen to me.
No, I want to see your driver license and insurance, please, then I'll listen to you.
2 years after a grandmother refused to pull out her license and ended up pulled out of her car by a police officer, she is now taking the city to court. Plus, New York police officers in North Texas for a baseball game wound up crime victims themselves. But a Frisco couple came to the rescue, and the officers gave them special thanks. Their story ahead on Fox 4 News at 9.
What if a world-class medical institution redefined the future of care? This November, What If becomes What Is. The new William P. Clements Jr. University Hospital at UT Southwestern.
It's the model year end. And we're unleashing the 2014 Nissan Altima. Bottom line, Altima is the most exciting sedan on the road.
Nissan's bottom line. Save up to $2,000 on Altima, or save up to $1,500 on Sentra.
Innovation that excites.
Shop ChooseNissan.com.
1993, a Kirby vacuum salesman comes to a woman's home, and once inside, he brutally rapes her. The salesman is a sexual predator on probation, but the distributor failed to do a routine background check. She takes her case to the Texas Supreme Court. 6 judges, Democrats and Republicans, rule in her favor, and she wins. But Greg Abbott sides with the company against the victim. Thank God this time, Greg Abbott lost.
You can get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card with a new Volkswagen Turbo. So why are we so obsessed with turbo? Because there's nothing more exhilarating than a powerful ride. And you can get that in places you might not expect, like the Passat. And also in the fun-to-drive Jetta. In fact, Volkswagen has sold more turbos than any other brand over the last 10 years. That is a lot of turbo. Get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card on new 2014 turbo models released in 2014 Passatas for $189 a month after a $1,000 bonus.
Latte or Olay, cozy or cool, exactly the way you want it. Until boom, it's bedtime. Your mattress is a battleground of afforded desire. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Right now, all beds are on sale. He's the softie. His Sleep Number setting is 35. You're the rock at 60. And snoring? Sleep Number's even got an adjustment for that. You can only find Sleep Number at Sleep Number store. The time is now for the biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale with 50% off the Labor Day limited edition bed. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
What if a hospital could bring patients and their families together, even when they were miles apart? This November, what if becomes what is. The new William P. Clements Jr. University Hospital at UT Southwestern.
We're making a Monterey Melt today.
Big, cheesy, meaty.
The sauce is the cherry on top. I think it's fantastic.
The Monterey Melt is an all-time favorite.
A gun control group, Moms Demand Action, has set its sights now on the grocery store chain Kroger's.
And it was one picture in particular of an Arlington man that prompted this now nationwide campaign. Fox 4's Brandon Todd is in our Fort Worth newsroom now with the story. Brandon.
Right, and you may have seen that hashtag groceries not guns on Twitter. That group, Moms Demand Action, officially kicked off that campaign against Kroger, telling the grocery chain to tell its customers, if you're headed into the store, leave your long guns in the car. This is the social media picture that fueled the latest campaign against openly carrying rifles and shotguns by the group Moms Demand Action.
Well, basically just asking Kroger to do the right thing and not allow the open carry of guns in their stores.
Kroger joins a long list of businesses MDA has targeted as of late, including Target, Chipotle, and Jack in the Box. But while many of those companies have sided with the moms, issuing statements to customers asking them not to bring long guns in, Kroger, the largest grocery chain in America, did not, issuing a statement today saying in part, "We don't want to put our associates in a position of having to confront a customer who is legally carrying a gun. That is why our long-standing policy on this issue is to follow state and local laws and to ask customers to be respectful of others while shopping."
But they have a right as a company to ask them not to bring us weapons inside.
Corey Watkins is the man in the picture, the president of Open Carry Tarrant County. He declined an interview and a statement today, only saying the picture was a year old.
You don't know what his intentions are. You don't even know if he's trained to operate that gun.
The Moms campaign immediately drew a response from the Open Carry groups. Open Carry Texas said in a statement, if a business prevents the carrying of firearms into their establishment, millions of gun owners simply take their business elsewhere. We hope that Moms Demand Action and other gun control groups would do the same. Some Kroger shoppers we talked to just weren't comfortable with this picture.
I don't like seeing people just like with guns in places that I'm trying to just like go shop.
I mean, we do have the right to carry them around, but I wouldn't want to take them into a Kroger. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit excessive.
And a short time ago, Gun Rights Across America sent me a statement saying, in part, MDA is once again trying to bully another business into submission by nothing other than sheer harassment. Steve, that debate goes on.
Yes, it does. All right, Brandon, thanks.
Dallas police believe 2 early morning shootings that left one man and a teenager dead are connected. The man was robbed and shot at the Sunrise Village Apartments in East Oak Cliff. More than an hour later, a 16-year-old shot in the leg dragged himself to a 7-Eleven on East Ledbetter Drive. Police were then directed to a nearby apartment on the same street where another 16-year-old was killed. Witnesses say 49-year-old Billy Baker opened up his door and he was shot. That happened about 4 a.m. And 16-year-old Kenneth Lovely was shot at the Rosemont Apartments and later died. Police are not saying how these shootings are related, and they have not recovered a gun or made any arrests.
An elderly grandmother is suing the city of Keene after being pulled from her car during a traffic stop in 2012.
Where's she got license? I'll give it to you in a minute. No, you give it to me now, I'm going to take you to jail. Go ahead. Okay. Get out of the vehicle, lady.
Lynn Bedford was 77 at the time of that incident. Keene is about 25 miles south of Fort Worth, near Cleburne. Sergeant G. Geheb pulled Bedford over for going 16 miles per hour over the speed limit. After refusing to immediately show the sergeant her driver's license, she landed handcuffed in the back of his cruiser. Bedford is suing the city and the sergeant for unreasonable search and seizure and for having in place policies that show, quote, deliberate indifference to the constitutional rights of citizens. The jury is now seated and trial testimony starts tomorrow against a former Grand Prairie school teacher. Police say hit and killed a 6-year-old boy, then left him to die. Tammy Lowe is accused of killing John Rady in January of 2013 as he crossed the street with his mom and younger sister. Lowe turned herself in days after. Police released surveillance of the suspect's car driving away from the scene. Well, Waddell. Let's see how you will come about. A special first pitch and a special thank you for Frisco family inspired to help the NYPD baseball team. Half the thieves took their gear to North Texas. Brewster Waddell tells us what moved his family to donate the money, plus what the unique reunion meant to all of them.
And from sweet to spicy, the State Fair of Texas is serving up 8 new deep-fried delicacies. We're going to take a look at the menu. Great, this is going to be good. Ahead on Fox 4 News at 9.
If you need services like plumbing, garage door repair, painting, or whatever, you'll need to hire a contractor. The Good Contractors List is your free resource to good contractors. Register for free, and all the contractors' work is guaranteed. That's thegoodcontractorslist.com.
There's more than coffee to love at McDonald's, like getting 2 chorizo breakfast burritos for just $3. Breakfast with a Texas kick at McDonald's.
We are born makers, so we went the extra mile and made a car that does the same. Introducing the first and only midsize sedan with a standard 9-speed transmission. The all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Get 1.9% APR for 60 months, or current Chrysler owners get $2,000 total cash allowance on Chrysler 200.
It's the model year end. And we're unleashing the 2014 Nissan Altima. Bottom line, Altima is the most exciting sedan on the road.
Nissan's bottom line. Save up to $2,000 on Altima, or save up to $1,500 on Sentra.
Innovation that excites.
Shop ChooseNissan.com. Are you about to spend a lot of money on remodeling, home improvements, or repairs? Save money, frustration, and get a guarantee. Visit thegoodcontractorslist.com today.
If the job's not right, we'll get it fixed. Only at the Good Contractors. The top 6 try to sizzle it in the finale.
They were hot!
It's
ไม่ได้ชัดแบตเตอรี่ให้มันมีด้วย
It's for rich
อัน
kids,
ป
so
ก
you
ติ
think you can dance.
Let's see at 7 on Fox 4.
A Frisco family hit a home run with the NYPD baseball team after someone stole the team's gear while they were here in town visiting Dallas. It happened in May. The NYPD had the gear stolen from a minivan parked outside their Dallas hotel. In all, about $10,000 in gear was taken, some of which was found at a nearby apartment complex. But the team had to forfeit the championship game because they didn't have the gear to play with. Brewster Waddell and his wife saw the story and wanted to help. So they made a $5,000 donation to the NYPD Widows and Children's Fund. That, in turn, led to a unique reunion last weekend on a baseball field in New York.
And what great pictures. Brewster Waddell is here with us tonight. You just returned from New York. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
What a whirlwind weekend for you. What a tremendous event. All right, you first saw the story on Fox 4 about the equipment and the uniforms and everything being stolen. What is it that moved you about the story that you felt you needed to get involved?
Well, it was actually, it was pretty interesting, because, I saw it. I happened to be walking into my bedroom and I caught the last part of the story. And I really got incensed because of the fact that I have close ties to New York City. Also, I work very much with the nonprofit and charity organizations, and it's just, the fact that these people came all the way down from New York City, invested their time. These aren't people that, have means. They're cops that are on the watch all the time.
Right.
And they come on down here to Texas, which basically is a state which is very generous and very caring, and they get ripped off. And, that really concerned me, and nobody did anything.
Right.
And that's what really bothered me the most.
I think I was actually pretty surprised, too, that more people didn't step up because we are such a giving community. And these police officers who came down here, they came down here for a charity game. They came down here on their own dime for a charity game to help raise money for firefighters here in North Texas. So, yeah, it's pretty surprising.
Well, that's what, if you think about it, like we talked about before, we've got, the police, they don't have extra time, they don't have extra money. They had to fund this out of their own pockets. They come on down here, they get ripped off, and then basically, like I put in an email I sent out, I said, we threw them under the bus. We just sent them home packing, and we didn't do anything for them. And what I did is I monitored it for a little bit, and I didn't hear anything coming up from you guys or any other station. And so I picked up the phone and called Joe Vasquez at the NYPD Baseball Club. I said, are you guys getting any support? Did you guys get any feedback from Dallas? And they said, no, we didn't. And at that point, I talked to my wife. We have a donor advised fund. It did fall into the category where we can donate some funds to. We decided to make a decision to try and make this right because, this is Dallas, Texas. We're very generous.
Right.
We do understand charity. We do understand nonprofit organizations. And it's shameful. It's shameful.
Well, and so you donated this $5,000, and they gave you an invitation. We've got to look at the first pitch video that we want to show everybody, and there it is, because you sat in the dugout, and you went to this game, which it was the police against the New York Fire Department, and they won 9-4, so it was a great game. What was it like to be there throwing out that first pitch?
Well, it was a great honor. I didn't really quite expect that. That's not why I went up there to see this. I went up there to tell the guys that I wanted to make it right. And, they invited me out, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, they called me up. They said, here's the ball.
And here you go.
And he said, don't throw a pitch like 50 cents.
That's right, that's true.
And you know what? And I went out there, and I was up on the mound, and I looked, and I suddenly realized that's a long way over to that catch.
But you did, and you did great. And, if you don't mind, I want you to stand up because you got this great jersey as well, the NYPD jersey. So, all right, I'll make you model for here for a minute. You got your name there on the back. That's awesome. Well, I tell you, I haven't shared this with you. I did talk to Mr. Vasquez there at the NYPD, and here are the words that he used to describe you. He said, tremendous, impressed, and that you represented Texas well. And he said that you're just an incredible man, and they were so appreciative for you to come and be part of that.
Well, I'm very humbled by those comments.
Well, he just, on the phone, he just really was so thrilled by the donation that you gave to the widows and to the children. And he said, we're going to come back. We will come back one day to North Texas, and they're happy to.
Well, that's another thing I'd like to make a point tonight. They are going to come back, and so we did make good on that promise.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is I would like for Texas to make good on that when they come back. I'd like maybe American Airlines to look into this to help them out. I would like maybe the Rangers to do something for them when they come here, or maybe even Jerry Jones and the Cowboys to send them, do something nice for them. These people they're first responders. We know that the NYPD are people that have sacrificed their lives. We know 9/11, and we just got to do something to make them feel at home when they come to Texas next time.
I know you certainly did your part, and everybody's certainly appreciative. But also, here's how you can do your part. We actually have a link on our website. So if you go to their website, which again, go to the links section on our website, it will take you to theirs. But they have a little message on there that says, help us replace the equipment stolen in Dallas, Texas. And that's kind of embarrassing. So anyway, you can go there and you can donate and you can do your part. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Record-setting rainfall over the weekend in parts of the area. Still a hope that a few locations will get some help for the drought. We'll talk about that. And also talk about the temperatures cranking up again. Record time for kids going back to school next week. That 7-day forecast coming up.
For some people, this is just as big a part of the State Fair of Texas as Big Tex, the new fried food for this year. We'll have this year's mouth-watering menu that puts a twist on the Texas traditions. Coming up on Fox 4 News at 9.
Suit up and save at Men's Warehouse. Brand name suits from Jones, New York, Barry Ellis, and Pronto Uomo now on sale for $199.99. And buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Now through August 24th at Men's Warehouse.
This summer,
I am in control now.
we have to eliminate his power source. Go get him.
Get a new Escape with 0% financing for 72 months, or lease one for $199 a month. Just $199 a month on Escape. Only at your best in Texas Ford dealer.
Most millionaires are boring. Ivy League, straight to Wall Street, Goldman.com starter. Trust fund came in at 21. But there's one millionaire that's always hot no matter what, and that's the millionaire who wanted playing poker.
The River Poker Tournament Series main event at Winstar World Casino and Resort is just days away, and it's your last chance to take a shot at the guaranteed first prize of at least $1 million. So buy it now for just $2,500.
Who wants to be a millionaire? You.
Are you ready for a cooking lesson, honey? There's a cut of chicken called tenderloin. That's what I use for my brand new Popeyes Terran tenderloin chicken. 2 big pieces, fries, a biscuit, and sauce for just $3.99.
Childhood is simple, until it isn't. And when things get complicated, depend on Cook Children's and our network of extraordinary people. Because childhood should be simple. Suit up and save at Men's Warehouse. Brand name suits from Jones, New York, Barry Ellis, and Pronto Uomo now on sale for $199.99. And buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Now through August 24th at Men's Warehouse.
I promise I will be ready for school and start each day with chips, time saver traffic, so I will not be tardy.
Toyota of Irving introduces Proof Pricing. We take the guesswork out of saving. Proof Pricing. True, fair, easy. Toyota of Irving introduces Proof Pricing. Because knowing is better than guessing. Proof Pricing. No stress. Save time. Feel good. Toyota of Irving. On 183 between MacArthur and Story Road.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker, late, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, it's it.
Walker digs in.
Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired. Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with UVerse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the UVerse revolves around you.
Is there elk in your bed?
With Sleep Number, now there's an adjustment for that.
What
You
are you
can
doing?
only Sleep Number to Sleep Number store. The time is now for the biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale with 50% off the Labor Day limited edition bed. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
We all need car insurance, and the way I do it is by searching online. I saw CompareNow.com and decided to check it out. I put in my information, and then all these quotes from a bunch of different companies came up side by side so I could compare. Once I saw the prices, I couldn't believe it. I went to some of the other auto insurance companies just to double check. I ended up saving over $700 a year. I highly recommend CompareNow.com.
You need one each. Trust me. เดี๋ยวว่าให้มันเสียแล้วค่อยเอาไปเปลี่ยน Okay?
Fox 4 Weather sponsored by AutoNation.com, DFW's largest automotive retailer.
Lots of back and forth tonight on Kroger and Moms Demand Action. Carolyn Weisbrod said, after the experience that at my Kroger scared the crap out of me and the workers, I'm completely supportive of the right to bear arms, but for heaven's sakes, let's use some common sense, people. But Stacy says, way to go, Kroger. Robin, you aren't protecting me, you're just scaring me. I tend to think at any moment you might start shooting us all. Not to mention, you're teaching my child guns are cool to carry around openly in stores. Conceal your guns and all is fine with me. Sean, they need to get a life and stop trying to take away what little freedom we have left. Like us on Facebook, Fox 4 News, and take your turn tonight.
Well, you know, the last few August, we were lucky to see a cloud in the sky, let alone a cloud that produced some very heavy rain, but that was the case this past weekend. Officially 2.83 inches of rain at DFW on Sunday. That made it the wettest August day in a little over 20 years. The wettest day of any calendar day going back to January 25th, 2012, when we had over 3.5 inches. And it single-handedly brought our deficit from double digits down to about 7.66 inches now in the hole for the year in terms of rainfall. Look at some of these totals here. Up in McKinney, 5.5 inches of rain over the weekend, 3.55 inches in Mansfield. Gale White in Cleburne, 2 2/3 of an inch of rainfall. Louisville over 2.5. Maypearl, nearly 2 inches of rain. Now, there still is an area of low pressure just south of the San Angelo area, and the exact track of this system and how well it holds together tomorrow certainly will bear quite a bit of impact on our forecast tomorrow. Right now, it looks like the computer models are having it drift northward as it weakens tomorrow. Based on that track, I think the best rain chances, not only tonight but tomorrow, will be south and especially shifting west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Heavy thunderstorms in progress here in southeastern Hill County. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Those are drifting to the north from Hubbard up towards the Mertens area. South of Stephenville here, heavy showers and thunderstorms also drifting to the north, and an isolated cell there just north of Morgan Mill. So I'll keep the rain chance tonight at 20%, mainly south and southwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then a 20% chance tomorrow, especially from Dallas and Fort Worth westward. The rain chances may even be a little higher than that the farther west you go of the Metroplex. 82 Fort Worth, 87 degrees in Dallas, 84 Mesquite, 83 in Denton. Humidity still very high. The dew point sitting at 70 right now. Forecast as we head through tomorrow. We'll start out tomorrow with partly to mostly cloudy skies, and as we heat things up, tomorrow afternoon, there will be some more isolated showers and thunderstorms brewing, about 20% coverage on those, with high temperatures topping out in the mid to possibly upper 90s with enough sunshine in a few locations. And with that humidity, it will add to the temperature out there, the heat index, making it feel like 103 by about mid-afternoon tomorrow. Futurecast showing generally just isolated showers to our south overnight tonight. As we heat things up into the afternoon hours, there will be some more isolated showers and thunderstorms brewing. And I think the best chances to the west of Dallas and Fort Worth, and you can still see some isolated showers continuing into tomorrow evening. Future Saturday forecast, 97 tomorrow and again on Wednesday. We'll take it up to 99 on Thursday, and then it's returning triple digits Friday through the weekend into early next week. Back to school on Monday with a high of 102.
All right, 8 new fried foods will compete to be the best of the State Fair of Texas at the Big Tex Choice Awards.
First up, the chicken fried loaded baked potato. And I don't think really the pictures do them justice. You should imagine them even better. Packed with butter, bacon, and cheese with a side of ranch for dipping. Awesome. Deep fried breakfast for dinner is a flour tortilla stuffed with scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, potatoes, ham, onion, cheddar cheese, and cinnamon roll bits. It's served with gravy, salsa, and queso. The deep fried blueberry is the flour. It's a blueberry muffin stuffed with cream cheese, more blueberries, white chocolate topped with whipped cream, and white chocolate and blueberries.
I'm just so hungry right now.
ข้าวกินข้าวได้
The fried Gulf shrimp boil comes with everything in the shrimp boil.
นี่อะไร
Fried balls tossed on the side. That looks so good. How about some fried cilantro balls mixed with popular hot sauce with chicken and corn, chilies, tomatoes. You can get extra sauce, of course, if you want extra spice. Or how about this? How about the fried sweet Texas that combines dessert flavors like pecan pie, peach cobbler, buttermilk pie, and of course, blue milk.
Okay, that one sounds good. I was thinking I was winning. That one you might have just pulled even.
No, that was really good.
All right, here we go. It's not fried. It tastes like a fried favorite. The original State Fair brew has a funnel cake flavor to it.
ไม่ได้กิน
So it's beer, like alcohol?
I think so, yeah. Okay. Twisted Texas tacos combine chicken, fried brisket, and tortillas and cheese.
That one.
Fried okra.
Yes.
Chili.
Yes.
And gravy.
Extra gravy.
The judges make their choice on September the 1st. For the first time, there are tickets available. You can get a ticket. Go and sample the fried food that day for yourself.
Absolutely. The fair opens September 26th. If you want more information, all you have to do is go to our website, myfoxcfw.com.
Mike Bixby accepted the ALS Bike Challenge earlier today. He talks about the experience and issues of the challenges next to Fox 4 News.
Angie post. Ugh, this stupid AC in this stupid car. It only works on high. Hang tight, Angie, because the Honda Summer Clearance event is here. This Honda CR-V has awesome standard features, like a rear view camera and Bluetooth. Want to borrow my brush?
great deal on a Honda, named most trusted brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
Make your smartphone smarter. Get the Fox 4 News app with a new look, new features, including live streaming of Fox 4 News. Just go to the menu and touch Watch Fox 4 Live. One more reason to depend on the Fox 4 News app for tablet and smartphone. Stay connected with the news leader, powered by Al Banker Insurance.
Call 1-800-THANKS-AL or go to thanksal.com.
I've been looking forward to this. Me too. Just need to get some gas. Use your card, you'll save 15 cents off per gallon. That's great. You know, with savings like that, we could drive across the country. Just us, two adventurous moms on the lam. Yeah, I've seen movies like that. They do not end well. Yeah, but for the next hour, mani-pedi, freedom. Yes!
For limited time, save 15 cents per gallon on gas with no program to join and no additional purchase necessary. Save money, live better. Walmart.
When I was a young engineer, I got me a nose job. I didn't want to wake up with a Michael Jackson nose. Like, no,
Premieres Monday, September 15th on Fox 4.
There's no better sleep aid than TXU Energy Free Nights. Get free electricity all night, every night, all year long with free nights inspired by you. TXU Energy for home and business.
This summer, this is our secret weapon. I know what it's capable of.
Who's gonna drive it? I am.
give him away.
We'll see about that.
Never underestimate a man Ford truck.
Now during the Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, get an F-150 with 0 to 66 plus $1,750 cash back or up to $8,500 total savings at your best in Texas Ford dealer.
For some people, nights are when your day really gets started. So we bring you TXU Energy Free Nights. Get free electricity all night, every night, all year long. Now with even more free hours. Free nights inspired by you. TXU Energy for home and business.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales event, discover what happens when we cut corners. The corners of test tracks. Engineered on the track-tested line of performance vehicles ever.
เวลาเสียมันก็เสียทีละสองอัน
The result,
เพราะ
our
ดู
gold
โอเพน
standard
ออกให้ลง
performance. And the only place you'll find it is at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales event, now through September 2nd. See your Dallas-Fort Worth area Lexus dealer. Fox 4 Sports is sponsored in part by Lexus.
เสียแล้วใช่ไหม
See ya.
เหลืออีกอันหนึง
Lots of reaction to the 8 fried food finalists at the State Fair in Texas. Joey, I think I may like the chicken fried baked potato.
มันบอกต้อง7 year นี่ซื้อไม่ถึงเลยนะ
Stephanie, funnel cake here sounds like a beer I actually like. I bet you that's what you meant to say. Too bad I'm pregnant this year during the fair. Well, congratulations, Stephanie, and you'll be able to sample next year. Ocean want all of them in my mouth right now. Jennifer, I'll stick with funnel cake and corn dogs. And Christina Windows and Open World. September 26th, and this was really cute from Nicole Mendez. Starting myself now so I can indulge later. Hashtag season pass. Hashtag I'm ready. Hashtag State Fair of Texas. Sriracha balls for
มัน
me.
ชีวิตมันอันตรายด้วยแตกด้วยนะ
Oh, to heck with mental strength. The body won. The body won on that one. Oh, man. Yeah, I took the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge during our news at 6. You know, this thing is everywhere. The challenge started when a former Boston College baseball player who has ALS severely videotaped himself being soaked and then challenged others to get involved. Just a couple of months later, almost $14 million have been raised for ALS research. Usually they'd raise just over $1 million in that amount of time. You see pro athletes, Romo, Troy Aikman, heavily involved in the athletic world, but your friends and your neighbors, a lot of folks are shooting their video, posting it, and then contributing to the cause. You can do so at alsa.org. You saw Jason Garrett accepting the challenge. He's getting caught up in this effort.
I can't think of anything that's bad about it. I've seen so many different people, you know, whether it's a weather person or somebody on the news. I mean, all these people are doing it, and I just think it's a great way to raise awareness for ALS, and I think people have embraced the opportunity to be a part of it.
All right, some of the more creative challenges we've seen online. That's Texas Tech coach Cliff Kingsbury. He
challenged Beyonce, by the way. He avoided the bucket, but could not avoid that. The big water spraying Kingsbury and his Red Raiders. How about Justin Timberlake? JT takes the challenge along with his backup band. Yeah, very defiant, very stylish, as you would expect, Mr. Timberlake. Actor George Takei of Star Wars fame, using a little sci-fi backdrop as a setup. He then beams up the water, and yeah, look at that face. And the world's richest man, Bill Gates, engineering his own device to complete the challenge. There comes the water, glasses, and blue dress shirt on all the way through, staying in uniform. Bill Gates. So again, I was challenged by the Tickets George Dunham, who also challenged UNT coach Dan McCarney, and the coach paid that off today with a great job there. Anyway, I was outside our studios at 6, determined to get through this thing without freaking out. Didn't quite make it. It's mind over body. It's look straight into that camera. Don't show any emotion as it's happening. That's what you're going to see, folks. Here we go.
Oh, to heck with mental strength. The body won. The body won on that one. Oh, man.
All right, I'm issuing a challenge now. I'm going to turn it back on the ticket. George Dunham challenged me, Craig Miller, Gordon, Keith. My toupee held up. Let's see if yours can. And I'm also challenging Fox 4 chief meteorologist Dan.
I don't know if you noticed there, I kind of helped, you know, it looked a little heavy, so I thought I'd give the boys a little bit of pleasure.
I'll get that $90 tire real wet for you here in a hurry, pal.
I'm going to challenge Steve Eager. Who else should I challenge, girls? Steve Eager?
Yeah, look at Heather Hayes with her daughters accepting the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Yes. And I think the girls loved it. Not sure about Mom there. They have challenged, as you heard, none other than Steve Eager. So Mr. Eager and Mr. Henry both on the clock. We're pumped about this.
I love that Amy did it.
Just like this, Mr. Kirkman, it missed me. I know.
Kids aren't phased. Put the swimsuit on. This is great. Can we do this again?
No, and they did want to do it again, so they did it again.
I got you.
They did it. But it's a great cause.
So these two guys, 24 hours, less than that now, actually, get this thing
I put my
done.
teenage son to task, and boy, he's whipped up some support real quickly.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
Nice job.
We'll be back.
This Friday and Saturday, you can double your rebate. Get up to $250 in Visa prepaid cards when you buy select tire and wheel packages with your Discount Tire credit card. Double your rebate this Friday and Saturday. Thank you, Discount Tire.
It's the model year end. And we're unleashing the 2014 Nissans. Bottom line, Nissan's got the most exciting lineup on the road.
Nissan's bottom line. 6 to 1,500 on Sentra. Or save up to 1,000 on First and Note.
Innovation that excites.
Shop ChooseNissan.com.
The green chili double from Whataburger, it's a great burger. You can't get it anywhere else.
I like the full flavor of this chili. It's really good.
The way the chilies and the cheese and the meat all go together, it's a perfect combination.
When the cheese and the green chili and the meat combine, it tastes like home cooking from my dad.
Monterey Jack cheese, the American cheese, beef patties, and the green chilies. Just simple and delicious. The green chili double, what's not to love about it?
Play the new $200 million cash blowout scratch-off from the Texas Lottery with 9 million winning tickets and over $200 million in prizes. Get ready to be blown away.
At GMC, the summer sell-down is on. Now through Labor Day weekend, get exceptional offers on any 2014 GMC Sierra. And with 2 years included, now is a great time to step up to professional grade.
just announced. Use your special value pricing to get over $8,600 total value on specially equipped GMC Sierra Crew Cab models in stock the longest.
See your North Texas GMC dealers.
Dollar General jumped 12% after its bid to buy Family Dollar. That, along with easing fears about Ukraine, sent stocks up on Wall Street. The Dow gaining almost 176, the Nasdaq up about 43.5, the S&P 500 adding 16.5. Whataburger will sell its signature sauces in the H-E-B and Central Market grocery stores. The 5 sauces, including peppercorn ranch and original mayo, join Whataburger's other condiments for sale at the Texas chains. There you go. That is tonight's business news. Stay with us. Fox 40 is 9. Back in a moment.
Tonight's Fox Business Line sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
This summer, you know what we're up against. I'm coming to you because this mission will take certain style.
That does sound like us.
Time is running out.
Now get a new Fusion with 0% financing for 72 months, or lease one for $199 a month. Just $199 a month on Fusion, only at your best in Texas Ford dealer.
Goodbye, right amendment. Hello, new nonstop. Celebrate new nonstops across America from left field. With nonstops nationwide from deep in the heart of Dallas, all you need is love.
1993. A Kirby vacuum salesman comes to a woman's home, and once inside, he brutally rapes her. The salesman is a sexual predator on probation, but the distributor failed to do a routine background check. She takes her case to the Texas Supreme Court. 6 judges, Democrats and Republicans, rule in her favor and she wins. But Greg Abbott sides with the company against the victim. Thank God this time, Greg Abbott lost.
Church's chicken is hand battered. In small, fresh batches. All day long. So there's love in every bite. Feed the family with 10 hand-battered legs and thighs or 10 all-white meat tender strips for just $8.99.
Church's chicken have the love.
Hi. Hello.
You made it.
What is that? This is my chair that I designed at Haverty's. Fancy chair for a barbecue. Barbecue? I thought this was an interior design party. Well, why would you think that?
The invitation says bring a chair and a side.
Side dish. Oh. Says BBQ in giant letters. Oh, I thought maybe that was the name of the design firm.
It's a great time to get inspired because everything's on sale at Haverty's. Plus enjoy 36-month no-interest financing. Haverty's. Discover something new.
All right, let's check the viewer's voice. First up, the shooting and the resulting protests and violence in Ferguson, Missouri. The president talked about the situation again today. Brian writes in, when you want to commit strong-arm robbery on anyone and take what they work so hard for, then you deserve what happens. Police released video of the shooting victim doing that before the shooting happened. A woman who was uncooperative with a Keene, Texas police officer and got dragged from her car is suing the city of Keene and the sergeant involved. Lori writes, maybe Granny should have given the officer her driver's license when she was stopped, as every driver stopped is required to do, and she wouldn't have been dragged out of her car. Finally, a 6-pound Chihuahua has been labeled a dangerous dog, and the family may be forced to put the dog down, the tiny dog down. Jennifer writes, good. A biting dog is a biting dog. Little dogs are more likely to bite than big ones, and trust me, they can do plenty of damage when they do. Let me hear from you. 214-720-3103, or send an email, click about us, then contact us at myfoxdfw.com. I fear a big dog, small dog war, social media war just begun.
Probably.
An 8-year-old boy called a hero.
Straight ahead tonight at 10, the quick actions he took to save his grandmother's life.
Should restaurants and bars be able to serve alcohol past midnight? The city where the decision will soon be in voters' hands. Groceries, not guns. The group demanding Kroger take a stand against long guns in their stores. trust in law enforcement. It's a topic on everybody's mind with what's going on after a police shooting in Missouri. Dallas DA Craig Watkins' efforts to avoid a similar scene in Dallas.
It's 10 o'clock in North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Clarice Timberly. The National Guard is in Ferguson, Missouri right now after more than a week of unarmed black teenager was killed by a white police officer. After last night's violence, the streets were calm early.
You're on the road.
The truth is, with Time Warner Cable, you can set your DVR from anywhere with your mobile device. Plus, you can watch news and thousands
Channel 11, 10 o'clock, or 10:01 p.m. right now. No, wait, 10 o'clock exactly, according to my laptop. We'll tune this off for now.